or Secret Jin on the north side near Kao. No one really challenging for the early drops there. It's going to be Painan maybe under contestation. There's Konina Power and RRQ both looking to fight it out, but it's Bigetron solo in boot camp.
It's very interesting, actually. Not very interesting, but mildly interesting if you're a PUBG Mobile fan. If you watched yesterday, obviously Team Secret, they had that lovely little path on the eastern side up past the carway towards Camp Bravo, where 4AM currently are. And this time, they don't have to make that path up there. They don't have to avoid teams like RRQ or have to get into dealings with the boys from Bigetron either. Here, instead, what we'll have is them being camping in a really strong position to make their way into this circle. So if Team Secret, as we talked about them at the very, very start of the day here, I kind of want to see a little bit more pop-off plays from them. We've seen some pretty odd little 2-2 splits here and there, not necessarily being bad per se, but you know, it's not that ridiculous games we're seeing from yesterday.
Oh, okay, well, Secret Jin, they found the wrong end of the barrel, but fortunately enough, they're able to get the Retribution knock there. We'll get the res, however. Joker just going to be able to pick his teammate up on the eastern shore towards North Island.
Bigetron instilled with confidence after that game that they just won, moving over into boot camp. Loops aren't in the lobby, so great little time for them to take up residence there. You can see that they have been doing their homework. I really like to see it, and this also sets a very, very good path for them going into the next circles forward. We've got A1 here versus Digital Athletics, and A1 have been getting so unlucky all day today, really being bullied, and now here they can't even have Paradise resort to themselves as Digital Athletics start to make their way inwards.
A little bit of a challenge in Paradise Resort, as you say. I'll have to figure that one out as they go. 4 Angry Man left relatively unchallenged over near Camp Bravo, split around Barn as well. But here comes the Painan fight as well, starting to come through. RRQ and Konina Power starting to clash. Opposite shores right now, and it looks like, yeah, Konina Power have lost one so far. Black White has fallen down. RRQ still all 4 of them alive.
Truly a fierce team as well. I mean, they're down here in 12th place with 32 kills. The only teams getting into the 30s are up towards 7th place. Actually, I take that back into 8th with Novex. You're actually with 41 kill points. Pretty madness.
Super poggers.
Super poggers indeed. I didn't even notice that before, but they're not doing too badly. You just want to be a bit wary of them. Konina Power seem to be giving them a bit more of a wide berth, and now Digital Athletics, they are just falling upon A1 right now. Soulless with these insane little pop-ups, getting the shots directly on target.
All right. But in they go around the side. Soulless finds yet another. Keeps spraying them down, but is finally quenched down by Sinister. Flushed as well. 2 players down for A1 eSports, but they should be looking for these reses. Unfortunately for them, there's a player waiting around the corner, stopping Jax from getting picked up there. So close. Will he be able to tag it? No, that's a death.
That is a death.
That's a death.
Sinister, you have failed your teammate. It's not quite a spectacular failure, but it's not gone how he hoped it would do. Now moves back to the building. A quick replay on your screen coming through here.
This is from the Painan fight where Black White did get knocked and flushed. Cheeky little pop-up, and yeah, that's going to be difficult to get away from.
Yeah, especially Ernie. This guy has really earned his stripes throughout the international tournaments that he's been through so far, making some fantastic plays the entire time. I think he has kind of been on the back foot for RRQ for some time now, but it's really nice to see at least that his mechanical skill is still very much there.
Look at Sinister, he's hiding in the corner.
No, this is just hide and seek now.
Oh dear, the Sharks from Klas Digital Athletics swarming around him right now. More like piranhas, to be honest. They're going to pick him dry. Sinister pops out, looks for a shot, looks for a spray down, gets one, looks for a second, but there's 2 more around the corner and he can't handle it, unfortunately for him. It is going to be A1 eSports eliminated here, Blank. And that's a pretty crucial time for it to happen as well for them.
Very, very upsetting. And that for A1 eSports does not bode well down there in 23rd with just 17 points total.
Yeah.
Pretty horrific. So I think it's safe to say that they won't be making it into the Super Weekend now. We can actually count them out.
Well, they've got one more game to go, so we can't count them out entirely right now. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I've given him the look, and he's given me a look back and slowly smiled and said, yeah, maybe I'm pushing it a little bit here.
This is something that I'm a big fan of. Mathematical possibility.
I know.
And probability. The difference.
No, I agree, 100%.
Between the two. It's possible.
Possible. Probable.
No.
No.
Very, very slim chance there, especially given their track record of performances here. Currently on a 2.8 average. And with a 2.8 average on 6 games previously, and obviously this is their 7th game that they're playing here for A1. It is not a good setup to be launching themselves forwards. I think that's going to leave them. I think they got 1 kill there, so 1 point in the end. Not great. Not great.
Team Secret, look how much of the area they've taken down on that southeast side. They've got Docks, they've got Kampong. They pretty much have it all here. Zeus are over there in Quarry. Digital Athletics still just running around. Abrupt Slayers coming to take up the mantle of A1.
Look at that drop shot from Silas, able to land it where it needs to happen. Say hello to my little friend, the Tommy gun. Rattling him down, and they hold down Paradise Resort. Still, they continue to do so to the intruders, to the potential usurpers. However, it does need to heal up just a little bit if he wants to take another fight. However, I think Abrupt Slayers might just disengage here, or not necessarily take a forwards position anyway.
Yeah, all we have right here, John, is a little bit of trouble in Paradise Resort. Now, Heaven, peeking over the top of this rock. Nice little smoke, though, thrown from Raze in the back, which provides a little bit of cover for Salim to work forward.
This is a very important fight as well, because both of these teams, if this is their last game, they are sat right now neck and neck in the standings with 47 points. This is such an important fight around Paradise Resort for these two squads to try and make it in towards this Super Weekend blank. They're right on the margin.
Same with this fight here, but specifically for Na'Vi, they're in 16th place. They do not want to go out here. They do have 1 more game to play after this, so it wouldn't be all over for them. But Sandhawk is a map that they've generally done pretty well on. It would be sad if they went out here, but they are versus Bigetron. A mighty challenger in their way.
Pretty tricky. They've managed to get 1 res, looking for a second. Zuxi sends out onto the cliff face, trying to get an angle under the bridge. I think he spotted it. Meku, not long for this world. A nade sent up to try and challenge. Zuxi peeking around as Old Boy heals up with those stims. A little bit of damage coming in to tickle the Bigetron players as Matic suppresses them on the cliff line. Oh, he gets spotted, but Zuxi gets the worst end of the trade. Looks for a little bit more damage as Ryzen's way out in the open.
Matic, though, if he goes down, it's all over. He's the only thing stopping the rest of BTR from pushing Old Boy.
There's no one else in the vicinity as well. This is a straight-up, head-to-head fight blank. Nade's starting to come through. Old Boy takes 20 damage or so. And we'll go a little bit lower. The Molotov will zone him towards the cliff.
Matic just needs 1 knock here to try and open things up. Right now, Microboy is a little bit out in the open, but just underneath Tixie. He drops a little bit too wide, John.
Zuxi keeping control of those off angles. The rest of Bigetron now send down for Old Boy, and the smokes are beautiful. Bigetron understanding the situation perfectly. They read Na'Vi like a book. And Matic now sends for the hills. Only 1 player stands for them. See how many points you can get. Not too sure versus 4 from Bigetron.
Matic just dropping back here. It's a scary situation. I mean, he's just looking out the side. He's got that barrel in hand, which will absolutely rattle down players. But Ryzen, he's got one of the same. It's the double laser show, and Ryzen, he's got the better of the performance there. You love it.
Love to see it, love to see it. However, Na'Vi hate to see it. They hate to see those bullets being sent their way. They will go down, and as you said, in a precarious spot. 42 points total so far at the start of this game, with only 1 more left to play after this in our final game. 4 Angry Men. Oh dear, he's getting pinned down right there by Team Secret, suppressing fire coming through.
Yeah, you know, little fact here from Team Secret. So, iShots, Yuhai, Rex, they're all in the same location. For Madtoy, he's currently in Thailand. He's away from his team. He is the in-game leader. So it's like they're reporting back to Houston. It's like, Houston, we have a problem. We need a solution. And Madtoy's like, I've got you, boys. I've got you. He's like the overlord. I love it.
He's running the numbers. They're feeding him information. It's like he's plugged into the Matrix, right? He's got all like these cables coming off him.
Around him.
He's just like, I don't see the numbers anymore. Just calculating all the possible outcomes, every single strand completely under his control.
It's all just language to him, just flowing into his body.
Oh dear. He speaks the language of PUBG Mobile. But then again, so do plenty of the other teams here. Best in the world, collected for your entertainment. And we are going to continue to make them fight one another.
And maybe a little prize money on the line too.
Yeah, but fighting.
Fighting though.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. This time, however, John, most of these teams are actually opted not to head to center. And you know, I'm okay with that. He kind of dips towards Quarry. There's a lot of areas on this map right now where you've got the river coming down through Painan, which creates difficulties. You're worried whether it might drop back down onto the southwest island, in which case you need to be in a position where you can move across. That's where RRQ, the team Unnamed, Alpha 7 and Bigetron are all set up right now. They are ready to move at a moment's notice should it go down there. And on the other side of things, you can quite clearly see these teams all huddling behind Quarry because it is a vision break on the map.
Futbolist taking a long-range fight with Team Secret, who continue to see past the veil of reality into its core baser components, and we'll see if they can continue to do that. No kills yet, though.
I feel the bullet flowing through the air. I don't shoot the bullet, I am the bullet.
You want me to shoot bullets? No, I'm saying that when you're ready,
you'll receive my
you won't have to.
Oh dear, that's good. I like that. Well, we'll see if Team Secret can believe later in this map. Right now, they're keeping it nice and chill, keeping it nice and cozy on the hillside.
Look at this eastern side of Quarry right now, Blank, because you've got 4 Angry Men and you've got Zeus as well. Kind of bunched up here. It's such a difficult area to cross. It's such a difficult bit of terrain to work around. I mean, we talk about it almost every time we play Sandhawk and the circles start to go around this area. They're going to have to figure out how they want to get across this if it comes to that, because it is a tricky place to be playing. At the moment, 4 Angry Men seem to be pretty isolated in this watchtower. They might have to think about how they're going to spread out from this position. They've got buggies, though. You can see 3 of them lined on up there. And they'll see if they can maybe razz straight across the center. That does give them that opportunity.
I've been a pretty big fan of 4AM so far. The majority of this tournament, I really like their movements and little things they do. And they have a nice position here as the next circle pops on our screen. And this is what most teams were slightly worried about, is that this could have gone elsewhere, but it going quite center. Now most of the teams have a good position to move out from. RRQ, I hope they move quickly. They have the best base of operations to do it from, but right now it's Alpha 7 who is mounting up in vehicles. They could be the ones to take a nice little compound within this circle. I think most teams would like to clear their angles first, though, and it's this eastern side which is the most treacherous. There are so many teams up here, John.
Alpha 7, they find a couple of bullets sent their way from RRQ. Alpha 7 pretty safe into the Super Weekend, however. As are, well, RRQ not so much, actually. They're really quite near the cusp, currently sat on 50 points. They've got another game as well in hand, though, so they should just be big chillin' right now, as Moustache Dave would like to say. Big chillin' for RRQ and Alpha 7. However, they are locked in combat.
They are, but Eddie will flush out 7 there. Alpha 7 going down low, out of the business. RRQ remain holding the gavel in this compound.
I just want to check back in with a fight that we... Actually, well, there we go. Funnily enough, the observers switched straight to one of the teams I was going to talk about, Klas Digital Athletics, who disengaged the fight earlier in Paradise Resort. However, now they're locking horns with Elites United team, who managed to find one, sell him very low as well behind the shack. And this is not what you want to find for a team that is on their last game in a danger zone, in a dangerous spot. To not make it to this Super Weekend. Futbolist as well on that hillside at distance, overseeing the rest of this fight.
Yeah, they need to make it a little further, that is for Digital Athletics, and right now they're in an awful spot. They're split up, there are players behind them.
They have 5 kills though.
They do have 5 kills, which is fairly decent, but if I'm Digital Athletics, I'm looking at least for a top 8 finish here. Those guys need to get around about 15 points, I'd say, if they want to even have a chance at trying to stay within that 16 zone.
Well, I'm gonna contradict you on that.
Okay, go for it.
I would say that they need to get 7 points, and that should be enough. If the numbers are right, if my predictions are right on the 53 barrier, to be able to get through that and leapfrog the opponent team. They're directly dueling with Abrupt Slayers on the same number, but then you've got Secret Jin, Na'Vi as well waiting in the wings. RRQ Athena and the Bluebees sat ahead of them. RRQ a little bit less so, they have another game to play, but the Bluebees as well, very, very much at risk here in playing in the next game.
Look, you want to be big chillin'. That's where we add those extra 8 points.
Oh yeah.
You double what you need every time, John. That's what you do.
That is true.
I do trust your math. I trust it.
I don't know if I do, though. That's the thing. It's always good to not trust your own maths. That's
I'd put my life on the line for your math. Trust it.
I calculate that you should
not do that.
not do that.
Raise down 2. a sliver of HP here, just trying to heal up. But they are outside the blue right now and the quarry. So if they want to make the quickest approach into the circle, they will have to drop down into lower ground area, which is going to make it even easier for the team surrounding them to shoot them. And what a hardship we are going to get there on the screen, down towards the southeast. RRQ be very happy with this. This is what I was talking about. They had to make that move, but they were very happy with that position. I'm very glad they didn't move.
Yeah, they could just get a chill on out. But this is where that right-hand side, the eastern edge of the quarry, really starts to come into play that I was talking about. This creates a traffic jam. It's going to force everybody together and towards Team Secret as well. You can see it's already starting to come to a head as Zeus spot out Futbolist on this rotate down south. One player falls and Sulky left wondering what was happening while Zeus is at the top of not quite Mount Olympus, but they certainly have the high ground.
That's for sure, John. Just holding it down for the time being. Futbolist, obviously the Titan from World League West. And let's see if the God of Zeus can finally get revenge here.
And again, not quite lightning bolts, but it still does damage there for the nade down the hill. Not getting the knock, however, just yet. Nothing to shock the system as they want to move as well. They have to try and figure out their path. The teams on the western side of the quarry as well are starting to clump, which is interesting to me. No one's sort of moved down across the compounds there that they have available to them. 4 Angry Men, they've actually split one of their players on the opposite side of quarry, so they'll be aware of this position coming through for the Abrupt Slayers, who have taken heavy punishment. Hang on a minute. They've taken a knock, they've taken one down. There's only 2 of them left. And remember, they were another team who was in a crucial qualifying spot.
Yeah, so what's happening here right now is 4AM has left 2 players behind with long-range weapons like that QBU to shoot across onto Abrupt Slayers, while you got Suk here as well as Hasaki, who have made their way across already to start this fight out strong. Really well played.
Oh, this is such a hard push as well, coming in from Alpha 7 and Execute towards RRQ. Really, really tricky to make it through, but 4 Angry Men now starting to take these fights. One of them has gone down. Suk falls. Salim off in the wings there for Klas. Digital Athletics, with only 2 players left standing. They need to make it a little bit further. You said you wanted to see a top 8 finish for them, and that's what they're going to be clinging on to. Maybe picking up a couple of more kills along the way. You can see they're now up to 6. 6 points total. Salim, though, way out in the blue.
Yeah, he's struggling. You wonder whether they've just left a lot of healing items on that player behind. Sine actually moving forwards a little bit, but Raze gets caught out by Joker.
Oh dear, that's not going to play well. Selim now needs to try and heal out in the blue, try and make it to those placement points. It's going to be all important for Klas Digital Athletics to see if they can make it in. This is their last game, remember. That's what we've been talking about. Abrupt Slayers as well with the last game, but they are on the north side and will be able to continue to make it forwards. 4 Angry Men suffering quite heavily there, but they will be able to make it through. Out of the blue, they need to try and push down south.
With only bandages and 1 first aid kit there for Salim from Digital Athletic, they do not have a lot of time. Next circle comes down towards Caves. Team Secret currently hold this position surrounded by Futbolist.
The question is there anyone inside the cave right now? Because it's possible that we could see a 2-tier finish at this stage, but teams start to fall.
Team Secret here on your screen versus Futbolist here. John, they are so close. This fight will break out, and it will break out soon. Futbolists have to move from behind this rock very, very shortly, and Team Secret, they're ready to hold them.
Oh, look how close Lutz is to eye shots. My goodness me. Has he spotted them? Oh, he has. Right in the grass, just peeks out. That's fair enough. You know, that was a bold play. It really didn't pay off, and now Futbolist trapped behind the rock. They know they're there. They have the angles. They send out Highboy around the wide angle and keep that suppression down. Trapped in the blue. Solke makes a break for it out into open ground, but gets spotted out and taken down quicker than that. Loverzin now healing down behind the rock. Only 3 first aids and a medkit. 11 first aids there for eye shots. Okay, calm down.
Look, remember what he did last time on Sandhawk? He was healing up. They were like, look, boy, we're going to get all the first aids on you. We know what you can do when you get into that combat medic mode.
That's Klas Digital Athletics eliminated, by the way, Blank, so we'll have to see if they've done enough to make them solidified in that top 16 spot, which we're looking for.
I believe they went down in around, what is it, 10th there? Yeah. So they had 5 kills on board.
6 kills.
6 kills, 1 more point, 7 points. They've hit it.
Well, have they, though? That's the thing, because it is still a volatile situation for them. It's so close there that plus or minus 1 point on the prediction, still really uncertain. So they've done a bit is it enough? We'll have to wait and find out for that final game as well for all the scores to start to come through.
We need the usual suspects, like Team Secret, to win here. Start to take points off of other teams towards the bottom of the leaderboard, allowing teams like Digital Athletics to stay safe with the very precarious position they've got themselves set up in.
Joker now last standing. Ooh. Doesn't matter though, he's just got to eliminate 4 Angry Men. Fair enough, had the scout from the knee. Oh, but he's getting peppered from atop the hill. Mad Toy gives him no quarter. On the western edge, you've got RRQ trying to push in, but it's Bigetron with all 4 alive, needing to try and crest this summit around the cave.
Team Secret in such a good spot. Now they have to go versus Bigetron here, Vector in hand.
It's a cave finish.
What an amazing little finish for us here, John. We've been wanting this one for time.
Hang on a minute, is that Secret Jin? I think Secret Jin are inside the cave. They might just be able to sneak through the rest of it, but the fight continues to pop as U-High Boy goes down to Zuxi with the Vector, who finds a second as well. Red Dot be damned, you go in at mid-range either way. And now iShot's trying to hold down the angle. You've got Mad Toy, who needs to keep an eye on the rest of it as well, but turns his attention to Bigetron, who have now pushed up to the lip of the cave hole.
iShots gets knocked there by Futbolist from behind. Great moment here. We thought Futbolist were all but out. Mad Toy tries to drop off the cliff, but I believe that is Team Secret now out, and Bigetron looking to claim the cliffs here.
They dominate the rest of these cliffs, but the circle shifts finally away from caves, and look who it's landed on, Blank. It is Abrupt Slayers. And you've got Zeus as well waiting in the wings. Zeus in a very important position here as well. They are sat 18th at the start of this game. They will have moved during it. They were on 38 points on their last entry. Remember, this is their last game of this week to try and qualify for the Super Weekend. And this is the finish that they were looking for. 5th place so far. They've been in plenty of fights, which means that they managed to get themselves, well, 3 kill points, but still 5th place. Really, really strong for them.
I believe here as well, you can see that he's not healed up whatsoever. I don't think they have meds, John, anymore. Really, they need like a top 3 finish here to even try and mount up towards that position they want to hit. And without any meds on board, you're going to have to stay ever so quiet. And I'm worried that Abrupt Slayers are going to see them.
They want to be hitting around sort of 15 to be in with a chance of even getting through. But you're right, they want around 20 to solidify it. Unfortunately for them, it looks like everybody spotted them. They do ladder up 1 position though, 4th place. And it means that he's going to get a knock back in. Oh, hang on a minute, he's fighting for his life. Let's go. How far they can go? No, unfortunately, the play zone claims him. It will tick them down, and now we're down to 3. A Secret Jin in the cave. Remember, they were hiding. I mentioned it earlier when Team Secret were challenging Bigetron on the top. They were just chilling in that cave. They've been there the whole time. They have no kills, but it doesn't matter. They get themselves a 3rd place, and that's 10 points guaranteed for Secret Jin.
You can see him there, just underneath BTR on the map feed. The Abrupt Slayers, they need to do something absolutely massive to fend off Bigetron, who is looking way more like the Bigetron we're used to watching.
Oh, you hear them jumping off the cliff onto the roof. It's a full-on ninja situation right there.
Look at that. To end quick.
He
needs us to end quick, John.
He does need them to push in. How many messes he has? 5 first aids. He's just about to start ticked by the blue there as Bigetron make their push in around the corners. Joker gets found. The Molotov will suppress them for a moment, and a moment longer as well. But that is what they were looking for. Secret Jin ladder up into 2nd. Bigetron will claim the chicken dinner here. There's no way that he can peek. It's not going to be a repeat from the Team Secret game that we saw the other day. Continues to heal. We'll let it go, and that will be Bigetron getting a huge chicken dinner.
That's a 28